Hey guys, I hope that you're all doing wonderful. I know it's been a little while, but your girl is back in full force. I'm actually just making some plantain pancakes. I'm gonna make that before my workout. I shared my recipe a few months ago. It's so good. The past month has been healing for my soul. Like, where do I begin? Okay, so let's catch up. First of all, I'm having some fresh watermelon, ginger, lime, and coconut water. My dad came to visit and he made me multiple batches. Like, he loves making juices and things like that. And well, first of all, if you watch the first episode of my healing series, then you will know how much it means for me to have my dad visit, because it was just, my soul needed it. And I think when I do my next Dear Purposeful Woman workshop, I'm going to talk about healing the wounds that we sometimes have from our parents. I think it's such an important conversation to have. So though it's still going to be, the theme is going to be when pain meets courage, but as we lead up to like Father's Day, I know there are a lot of women out there who have father wounds, and those wounds run so deep, and they not only impact how we show up in the world, it impacts our relationship with God. And one thing that spending the past 3 weeks with my dad has taught me is that a lot of the thoughts I had in my mind weren't necessarily true. I'm going to share more about this in my next workshop, because I could literally go on forever about it. But long story short, to the women who may have a fractured relationship with their father, or they never had a relationship with their father, and because of that, you question what's wrong with you. Like, you feel disappointed, you feel abandoned, and it affects how you show up in the world. I want you to know that it was never about you, that there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing. You are loved, you are valued, you are precious. And even though a lot of things may have happened to us through our lives that in many ways have told us the opposite, day by day, it's so important that we unravel those lies, because I know how much that seed can grow into something that is really not based on any fact. I definitely think I want to talk more about like our relationship with our parents in a video or something, or in my next workshop. So lessons lately, I think this is going to be like an unofficial lessons lately, because I definitely have learned a lot this past month. I've been going to the gym consistently. I have a personal trainer, and I've noticed a great difference in my fitness. These are so good. Sorry, I'm like distracted because they're so good. Oh my gosh. Let me finish these pancakes and I'll be back shortly. When I tell you I finished every last bite, they were so good. But as I was saying, you've probably seen my fluctuation when it comes to working out. Like, 1 week I'm a Peloton girly, the next week I'm a walking girly. Like, I'm all over the place when it comes to exercise. But I think I've found my flow. For the past 7 weeks, I have been having like personal training and fitness sessions. And on top of that, I still go on my walks. My Peloton is collecting dust once again. I know, terrible, but I canceled my membership. I said, you know what? I'm going to let my Peloton breathe a little bit while I decide what I want to do with it. And whether, you know what, let's save that conversation for another day. But the most important thing is I have been consistently exercising, and it is transforming my life in so many other ways. Like, I feel just having a routine, having something that I'm committed to, regardless of what's happening through my week, like, I'm showing up, right? And I think sometimes when it comes to, we make a commitment to ourselves and then life happens or something happens, and then we push to the side things that are actually enriching our lives, like whether it be exercising, journaling, praying, spending time with God. We push those things to the side to consume the things that are bringing us down even more. And now I feel like I've flip the script where regardless of anything, I am going to commit to the things that are enriching my soul, because life is always going to happen. So I will be working out regardless. I will be journaling regardless. I will be praying regardless. Like, really understanding that this needs to be a part of my everyday life. It's not up for debate. So I've noticed a really big difference there in just really keeping the promises that I set with myself. That's a wrap. That was a really good workout. So I then headed over to my co-working space to get some work done. I realized I haven't really spoken to you guys since before I hosted my last workshop. I think I was preparing for it, and I wanted to share how it went. So this was the first workshop I have done in a few years outside of the ones that I've done in person. And it really just reminded me of why I love this work and why it's so important for us as women to get together and to share our stories and to really get the pain out of our minds, because so often we're carrying these heavy loads, but we haven't even sat down with it to understand what we're carrying and to really ask ourselves, is this something that even makes sense in this season of my life? Like, I know it was holding me back when I was younger, but is this really the narrative that I should be carrying right now? Do I need to really sit down with it and tell it the truth? And I think it was just a real soul renewing opportunity to just remind myself, remind the other women, and also for the other women to remind themselves that pain can meet courage, and when pain meets courage, it can tell it the truth. And when pain meets courage, it can show pain a new way. It can move forward with love and with healing and with growth. So I'm excited to run it back. I will be hosting the workshop again next month. I'm still finalizing the dates, but it was definitely a blessing. So on this particular day, I was preparing for a client presentation, and of course I had my watermelon juice. Like, when I tell you I have batches, it's been bringing me so much joy. Like, it's the hydration I need. So I was preparing for that presentation, and well, for one, I have really been enjoying my co-working space. It's definitely one of the best investments I've made of 2024. By this time, I was exhausted. I think I was there for about 6-7 hours, but I did get everything that I needed to get done. And it also was a reminder that, you know what, some days are going to be those work hard days and you might not get to play hard, but you know, it's really about just embracing the seasons that you're in and knowing that sometimes you just have to delay gratification in other areas. Okay, so I'm done. It's around 8:20. I got the majority of what I needed to get done, so I'm gonna finish up tomorrow, but yeah, let's go home. I'm so tempted to stop off at Chick-fil-A and get a cookies and cream milkshake. You do not understand, but I'm gonna be disciplined. I'm not gonna do it. I'm about to make myself a nice lavender chamomile cup of tea and probably watch The Circle because the new season is out. So yeah, night loves. So I know people have mixed reviews about Atlanta, but I love it. I have found that we typically find what we're looking for, and I'm grateful to have found a authentic community, and I love the life that my husband and I have built here. So yeah. I do not have the energy to create Canva graphics today, so I'm going to be straight voiceover for the rest of this video. This was the next morning, and I was doing my devotional. I love that it was talking about leaving your comfort zone, and I wanted to talk about that briefly. What I have learned over the years is that the times that I have truly come into my own and experienced life in ways that I could never have even dreamed for myself is when I was willing to take a leap in faith, when I was willing to take a risk, even when I wasn't sure what the outcome would be, because I knew that I was doing something that I was called to do, even though I was afraid.
So I just want to encourage you that if you're feeling a nudge or a tug to take a step forward in faith, and you know that God has been speaking to you and you've been afraid because you don't know what's going to meet you on the other side, something that my mom always says, and I know I've shared this before, but what God has ordered, he will pay for, whether it be financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, he will provide. So just obviously be smart. Don't just be reckless in these streets, but trust the words that God is speaking to you and be courageous. All right.
So I had a really good client call, and now I'm heading to my co-working space, and I'm going for a walk with one of my really good friends. So excited for that. It's a really beautiful day. Let's go.